Hello, hello. Okay, question for you. Are you putting yourself in an environment to win? So anyone who knows me knows that I am definitely not my most productive self when I'm home. That's true, right? So quite regularly I get out of my house and I go to libraries to be around people, to have conversations and to look at pretty stuff, right? Today I decided, you know what? It's awesome to be in libraries, but sometimes you need to be around other business owners. So there was this initiative where you could go in, hi Melissa, and you could jump into a Brisbane co-working space. So I thought, why not? So I packed up my stuff halfway through my library day and I went to this co-working space and I met the most amazing woman by striking up a conversation. And here's how simple it was, guys. I said to her I loved what she was wearing because she looked super fly. Like, that's the honestly, she looked awesome. Whole big conversation later and a potential client, right? But we have to put ourselves in an environment that allows us to win. Some business owners, I see them sitting in their offices and their offices are uninspiring. Maybe their house is not what they want their house to be, and looking around, reality is nowhere near with what they want, right? So what happens? They get demotivated. It can be really lonely just sitting in your office all day, right? Like sitting in your house all day and not being around other business owners. Maybe your kids are screaming. Maybe your husband's a hater or he doesn't support you, right? Get in the room with people like you who have similar goals, because you truly are exactly who you hang with, right? So if you're hanging with people who have a small mindset, who don't have goals like you do, guess what's going to happen? They are going to drag you down to their level before you can drag them up, right? So my suggestion to you today is to ask yourself, am I putting myself daily in an environment that's going to help me to win in my business? Because if you're not, and you're struggling in your business, this could be the reason, right? So ask yourself next, how can I put myself in the room with people like myself? Whether they're potential clients or not doesn't make a difference. I was talking to a lady yesterday who is a bookkeeper around where I live, right? She's doing a website with me. And I said to her, how can you put yourself in the room with the people who need your services? Not just the boring old networking events that charge you like $500 to join and you're competing against everyone else, but how can you be creative? There are companies like speaking companies here, for example, that run live events. Go put yourself in the room with other speakers if you want to be a speaker, right? Go put yourself in a room with other business owners. Just the energy of that can completely change your business. We talk about this all the time. Your energetics matter. If your energy is low, your performance is low, and quite often your content is maybe not hitting the way that it should. But when we raise our vibration and we get excited about our business, guess what happens? Other people feel it, and we start to have people reaching out to us from social media, right? So that's my suggestion to you today, guys. Are you putting yourself in a room with the kind of people who are not just your level, that maybe they're above you? Because people your level, you don't want to be the big fish in a small pond, right? You want to be the small fish in the big pond because it helps you to level up, right? When we are hanging around people that are maybe like we're the genius in that circle, it makes us feel good, but it doesn't necessarily actually help us to reach the goals that we want to reach, right? So what environmental thing do you need to change? How can you fix your environment so your energetics go up, so that you're excited, so that you can get in with a room with other women, other business owners, where you're all referring each other to each other, and stop being so alone in your business? Because if you're alone in your business right now, you're doing it the hard way. That is the straight truth, right? Put yourself outside your comfort zone. Do you know how uncomfortable it was for me to walk into that co-working space knowing no one, not even knowing how it works, just literally walking in to that space? And I was shaking. Straight truth, I was really uncomfortable. We have to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. Hi, Debbie, right? I was really uncomfortable. Sat down, opened my laptop, and then I saw this woman. She looked at me and I just started a conversation with her, and she was freaking amazing, and I loved it, and I loved all the businesses, and instantly I felt like I was higher level just talking to someone who is higher level. No, it's Brisbane Arcade. I'm in some little arcade in Brisbane City near the Queen Street Mall. Yeah, it's gorgeous, right? Like, have a look at this. It's really They've really gone to town on the decorations. So cute. And I just love it in here because yesterday they were playing Christmas music, so that put me in the mood. Again, environment. Who thinks that your environment matters, right? To your energetics, of course it does. But when you start to hang around with people who are higher than you, when you start to get in the room with people who are higher than you, or at least the same level as you, but maybe they're still building as well, because we all need people the same level as us, so we got people to talk to and comrades and everything like that, right? But it truly makes a difference, guys. Put yourself in bigger rooms. Don't just sit in your house. If you're serious about your business, just sitting in your house, it's not going to help you to level up into a six-figure earner. Well, it may for some of you, that's not true. For some of you it may, but it's going to take a lot of energetics work. Whereas if you just go and you go to a 5-star hotel like I did the other day, and you just sit there and you're in your fanciest outfit, so you fit in, right? Because we don't want to be sore thumbs sticking out in the environments. But you sit there and you watch people. I watched people drop like $100 on a couple of glasses of champagne, right? I watched people talking to each other and hugging each other, and they're all in fancy suits and this and that. Who thinks that that matters to your mindset, right? When you're seeing only small stuff, you think small. So you need to change. If you want to change your mindset, then one of the ways of doing that is go into the environments that the six-figure earner version of you would be. If you were a six-figure earner right now, where would you be? I would be in this because it's pretty gorgeous. But where would you be? What kind of hotels would you be staying in? Maybe you need to go and look at the fancy car you would drive. Maybe you need to go to the suburbs where you would live. Because guys, it's so much easier to visualize from memory than it is to just visualize from a house that's nowhere near with what you want, right? So getting in the room with six-figure, seven-figure women, right? Going into hotels and seeing, guess what? People are still spending money. We just have to be good at showing our value, right? All of these things, money is still being spent. But when you're not in the room with those kinds of people, guess what happens? You start to think small. You start to buy into the crap that the media is telling us. Drop it in the comments if you agree that sometimes the media is shrinking our vision, right? Oh, the economic environment, everything's crashing, like everything's going bad. It is if you believe it, but does believing that help you? I don't think so. Right? Does believing you're going to stay broke, does believing things are getting worse, does that help you? It doesn't. So it may be reality right now, right? But it's not one that I'm buying into, because by staying in that reality, guess what happens? I think smaller, I act smaller, and then I make a smaller amount of money, right? Because every day you are manifesting something. So choose what you're going to manifest. Right? Choose it with deliberate action every day and put yourself into bigger rooms. Put yourself into the life that you're dreaming about so that you can go, oh, I remember sitting in this hotel. Maybe you have a cup of coffee because that's all your budget can afford, right? Having a cup of coffee, sitting, start conversations with these kinds of people. Listen to their stories, right? This woman that I met today, she's here from Cairns in the co-working space. Like, all because I complimented on her clothes, and then I asked her and she asked me, and the conversation started, right? So put yourself into bigger rooms. Is it scary? Hells yeah, I was shaken like a leaf, right? But it's worth it, right? Your business is worth it. Your dreams are worth it. And sitting and playing small and listening to all the crap is not going to help you. So let's change it. That's it for today, guys. Have an amazing day, and if you know someone who needs to hear this message, please tag them in the comments or share this to your story, and let's get the message out there. Let's all start leveling up. Let's stop buying into the propaganda where the world is crashing, right? Because it doesn't serve us whether it's the truth or not, right? Have an amazing day. Bye for now.